So I really believe that success is a duplicatable skill, and my strategy and what I always train on is making what you do so easy that anyone can follow you. Because what your goal is that anyone in your organization can duplicate what they see you do. So as you're going to a fashion event, you even need to think about if someone signs up into the business from this fashion event, all they need to do is go and do what you did. So you can't like go, oh, I just won't do that this one time, because if somebody signs up from that event, then they go do their event and they won't know to do that important part. And I'm going to tell you what those important parts are here in a moment. But I'm going to talk about this tonight a little bit, is that this business is really simple, but people overcomplicate the business. So we need to make it simple, we need to make it easy to follow, and then we just need to go and make like little duplicatable versions of you. And that's what you can say to people, is just, I want you to just do what I did. And that makes it easy. And for me, that was really great for a couple of reasons. Number one, I didn't want to have to think about how do I do a new type of party every time I go do a party. I was like ready to puke every time I went and did a party in my other business. It made me literally sick to my stomach, because I love people, but it takes me a minute to, like, you know, get comfortable in my own skin initially. And so I would like sit in the car, I would literally like say a prayer that I wouldn't throw up, like, please let people like me, please let them like what I'm showing them. And, you know, I would have to kind of pump myself up. And so when I learned that I could just go out and do the same thing over and over and over again, like, you know, Alicia going around to all the trade shows, like, you just set up the same way, I mean, did the same thing. It was like no different. So that gave me a little confidence that I didn't have to do this new awesome thing every single time. Also, keeping it simple was helpful, because I wanted people to want my job. You know, like, I love other companies, home-based party companies, but I didn't want to do what they did, because I didn't want to haul in, like, you know, I didn't want to have to buy a Yukon to haul in, like, all the stuff. I love that I can show up and be like, here's the mirrors, here's my one little bag, here's my jewelry display, and I just make it simple, because ultimately what you really want, if you're here at this conference and you're at this stage of the game in this company, is you want to build a team. And where you can find a lot of awesome team members is at your fashion events. And so for you, and what I trained my leaders in my other company was, when you go to a fashion event, yes, you're going to sell product, but the reason you're going is to find more yous. Because that's what we need from this company, is more of you to find more of you. So the whole strategy of this fashion event, I'm very much about setting up the psychology of why we're doing things, not just telling you what you should do, but why you should do it. So the psychology is that you want to build a Mialisia empire. Yeah? Right? Okay, because you want residual income. You don't want to work for every single dollar you ever touch in your hand. You want to have a business organization, and so you want people to be able to duplicate what you're doing. So creating fashion event success isn't just for that night, but it spurs into what you're doing every single night and what your team's doing. And if everyone's doing the same thing but with their own flair and their own personality and their own little niche, then you're going to have a lot of success, and so are your people. So, okay, I don't even, okay. Oh, yeah, here we go. Success is a system. Success is, it's actually duplicable. That's the actual English word, but I always say duplicatable, because that just makes more sense to me. So for all of you English majors out there, duplicable, I know, that's the right word. I know, I minored in English, but I like duplicatable, it sounds better. And then I really believe in the 6 P's, which is proper prior planning prevents poor performance. Sean alluded to it on stage today, that if you prepare for your fashion event, how do I want to put this? there's going to be those random ones that just tank, right? There always will be. But really, you should know going into that fashion event if it's going to be awesome or not. Like, I kind of can know just by how I prepped for it. I can kind of gauge whether it's going to be successful or not just from the prepping. So, so we'll train more on that. 20 minutes. You do need to practice. Your fashion events, you need to practice. I remember when I first started in this industry, I was extremely shy. I could not call and order a pizza by myself. Literally, when I need to talk to even my parents, I'd tell Lance, call my parents. Right, that's you? Yeah, I'm so shy. I'm naturally a shy person. My girls have a funny story about this. I always tell my kids that shy people don't have a lot of fun, and they don't have a lot of friends. So I have 4 daughters, and one of the reasons that I am so passionate about self-empowerment and self-confidence is because I know that if I don't have it, my kids won't. Because, what is caught is more important than what is taught. And so I needed to be confident for my daughter. I didn't know I was going to have all daughters, but I have 4 daughters, and so I need me to be something that they would want to duplicate. Not that they can't have their own little personalities, but and so I was so shy, and one of the things I love about this industry is that it helped me to learn how to not be shy, because there really is something to be said about learning how to not be shy. How many of you would say that you're more typically on the shy side in this room? Okay, like about half the room. Yeah, Janice. Oh my gosh. Janice ripped up the dance floor last night. It's so fun to watch. But I would see people like Janice and go, oh my gosh, she has so much fun. Why can't I do that? And so, and I can't. This doesn't look as good, but I can. Anyways, back to my point is you need to practice. Athletes practice, right? Olympians, they train. You are no different. You need to train. And I behoove you strongly to create a party fashion event opening and a close. We're going to talk about this in a minute and how you close it, and then practice in front of the mirror every single day for 20 minutes. And the reason you have to practice in front of the mirror every day for 20 minutes is because you need to smile. Because people like to buy product from people that they like. And so, right? So you need to be friendly and be happy. Not like a chihuahua on, drugs. I'm so happy. Like bubbly, like drive people crazy. But, you need to practice and be natural and smile and just emit energy and develop that charisma. And it'll come more easily to you. I have a lot of people say, oh, Ariane, it just flows from you. Like, well, I've been doing this for 15 years, so that's that. But you don't have to take 15 years. I practiced a lot. I would have little note cards. Lance can tell you. I don't know if this is because I started this industry while I was in college, but I did a lot with note cards. And I would say, okay, tell me that you don't have any money. He's like, I don't have any money. I'm like, well, how long do you want to not have any money? How long do you not want to have an extra $100 so you can start? So I just drilled myself and practiced all the time. And practice in front of the mirror, because when you're nervous, you can tell. But we did have a great training on our team the other day that people said, it's okay for people to know that you're nervous too. So if this is your first time in the industry, these are your first home parties, go in and tell people, this is my first event, or I'm brand new to this, because what are we looking for at our fashion events? More designers, right? And so people need to know that it's okay to not be perfect. If you get too practiced, then people are like, oh my gosh, I could never be her. So tell people if you're nervous. And I did, so I said practice smiling. The other thing that I train on is the 4 F's for every fashion event. The 4 F's, fast, fun, friendly, and flexible. Keep it fast. Not so fast that people are like, whoa, she didn't even tell me anything. I trained on that one time, and I had a consultant in my other business that she wasn't having a lot of success, and so I'm like, let me come to one of your shows and just see what you're doing, and she took the fast thing so literally. It was speed, and people were so confused, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But fast meaning you want people to read book, right? And if people people may think, like, I don't want someone to be at my house for 6 hours, right? So make it, you know, fast, but also the next thing is make it fun. Again, have you ever been to the mall with a bunch of girlfriends? Okay, and when you're all together and you're having fun, don't you notice that you tend to buy more, right? Like, you just are in a happy mood, like, build up your endorphins, and so make sure that people are having fun. I think our concept naturally makes that happen, because women are like, oh my gosh! Like, I love the little, the one where you bring the hooks to the front, and then you cross that one here and cross that one here. That's the look I show every time to get started, right? Because every time I want a Polaroid camera, the old ones, the old school ones that I could be like, hold on, watch this, click, because they're like, oh my gosh, no way. And so our concept is naturally fun, but you need to be fun. So, like, you need to engage with people and say, oh my gosh, that was, you know, that looks so cute on you, and be sincere, but, like, have fun with people, because, again, people want to do business with people they like. So you need to be likable, and that leads to friendly. Be friendly with people. This was something that helped me get over my nerves of going into people's homes and meeting new people every single week, was I had to tell myself, these are all new girlfriends. Like, you could meet your new best friend in here, because I wanted more friends. I did not grow up having friends in high school because I was so shy. Didn't date, didn't have friends. Like, I couldn't even go back and contact, like, a high school girlfriend and be like, let's go to lunch, because I didn't have any. Sincerely. It's so sad. I don't want my kids to experience that. But I go into all of these fashion events thinking, I'm going to meet some new friends. And so when I talk to them about what they're wearing or what they want to buy, I think, oh my gosh, this is like my girlfriend. What would I say to my girlfriend? Or what would I want a friend to say to me, right? And then be flexible. I've gone and done parties before where people had happy hour before I got there, and, you know, and it was crazy, but it was, you know, a really good selling party, so I've been there where we had more children than adults, times like 3 or 4, and it was like lunch hour, and, you know, anyways, I've been there where we, like, in my last business, we needed a table, and there was no tables, there was no chairs, and so you're like, hey, we're gonna have, like, Indian style seating. I mean, I've actually gone and forgotten product, like, all the product before, and so I'm like, no, bring out what you own, and we're gonna play with that today, we're gonna show everyone. I mean, so you just need to be flexible